Today we are make a delicious pot of Callaloo rice. Healthy, full of flavor, easy to pull off, and it's also vegan. Let's get into it. Callaloo, also known as amaranth, is a green leafy veg that's high in calcium, iron, and vitamin C. Steamed callaloo is a delicious part of Jamaican breakfast, but today we are using it in rice. I like to get callaloo fresh like this from the farmer's market and prep it myself. I use the entire plant. The older part of the stem has a fibrous skin that you have to remove before cutting. You can also get it pre-prepped from the farmer's market or supermarket. Sometimes they get a scotch bonnet in the bag. This works if you don't like prepping callaloo, but usually they won't be handled as meticulous like when you do it yourself. Sometimes I get a lot of tough fibrous stems that I have to pick out. I'm going to use some of this for the callaloo rice still though. You won't get the freshest callaloo when you buy it pre-prep, so the convenience does come with a lot of trade-offs. I'm going to blend some of the callaloo for the rice. One stalk is probably good. You want a callaloo that snaps easily, with bright leaves and very little fibrous stems. You still might have some, but you can easily use a knife to peel that off. That's done. Let's get this into the blender. Add 2 cups of water. And give that a smooth blend. Yeah, that smells very green. Alright, time to cook. Grab a nice heavy pot and add a splash of olive oil and let it get hot on medium heat. I need some pimento. A teaspoon should do. About a tablespoon of chopped garlic. 1 medium onion diced. This is a 1 pot meal that needs to stand on its own, so that's why I'm building up extra flavor. An inch of ginger, sliced and smashed. A stalk of scallion sliced. Fresh thyme. Let this saute to build some flavors. When it starts to smell fragrant, add 1 cup of coconut milk. Coconut milk is going to add a ton of richness and give it a nutty sweetness. Let that simmer on low while we wash the rice. I'm using 3 cups of long grain white rice. I'm going to wash this to remove as much of the free starch as possible. I want shelly rice with grain separated nicely, and that's harder to get when you cook callaloo rice. And harder still when you cook callaloo rice with coconut milk. Should be good when the water runs clear. Drain and get that into the pot. I'm also adding about 1.5 cups of the chopped callaloo. Toss to coat everything in the coconut milk. Next, add the blended callaloo to the pot. I am layering the callaloo flavors and textures in this pot. Yeah, you should be able to smell all the flavors at this point. Next, we season with salt. The liquid should be just slightly saltier than we want the finished rice. It will even out while it cooks. Good. Next, I'm squeezing in half of an orange. This is optional, but it brightens up the flavors and adds some citrusy notes to the overall taste. And finally, add a whole scotch bonnet. Not for heat, but for the scotchy flavor. Cover and simmer on medium heat. I can smell the flavors coming together. The rice will hydrate and absorb most of the liquid, And at this point I'm going to reduce the heat to the lowest it can go, and I'm also going to cover this with some foil to trap all the steam. Cover and give that about 10 minutes to steam. Nice. I'm removing the scotchy and ginger. They already did their job and we won't be eating those. This smells great. The green smell is gone and I can smell the sweet nutty coconut flavor. I'm going to fluff the rice. This helps to keep the rice grains separate. That's perfectly cooked. This wasn't intentional, but I have some heavy brown at the bottom of the pot. That's one of the most delicious part of the rice, so I'm going to mix it in. I really love how this turned out. I want to plate this up and dig in, but before that, let's make a garnish. Frying pan on medium heat, a splash of olive oil, chopped garlic, julienne carrot, keep it moving, slice red onion for a pop of color and extra flavor, chopped callaloo, a pinch of salt to taste, and we want to keep it moving. Add a splash of water to help tenderize everything. And that's done. Now we can plate. I really love the brown bits of rice. Jamaicans call it bun bun. It's a nice contrast in taste and texture compared to the rest of the rice. This is both a solid one-pot meal but is also a great side. Next, garnish with the stir-fry callaloo to add some color and additional texture to this delicious dish. And finally, a nice sprinkle of fresh parsley to add a bit of freshness. And that's done, a banger plate of delicious callaloo rice. I'm going to really dig into this. Perfectly cooked. Damn, that's good. Absolutely delicious. Make sure you give this one a try. This was great. Thanks for watching. A big shout out to my patrons on Patreon, and check out this video for another delicious dish. Catch you in the next one.